SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first, then you act.
Welcome back to Spartan Nation Radio. Great to have you, everyone. We now go out for the good, the bad, and the ugly with Spartan football, and I'm going to tell you what, there is so much bad and so much ugly. I'm going to start with the good. You know, when we have this conversation, it always includes my good buddy, the great coach Chuck Grenier, the legendary State of Michigan high school football, basketball, and coach, football and basketball coach. Coach, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I've been better, but that's okay. I'm a big boy. Coach, Let's start with the good. The defense, I don't care what you say about spies and everything else, and let me tell you, I think those are legitimate questions, but I think they're questions that have to be asked of the staff. But I think you absolutely have to take a long, hard look. They held them to 10 points.
Yeah, the defense played fairly well, or really well, all game long. They did, for the most part, what they needed to do. It was really unfortunate, a couple big plays at the end of the game there. But for the most part, they did just a terrific job. They left it up to the offense with under 5 minutes to go. All you got to do is get a first down, and the game's over with. And I'm not blaming the offense. I'm not doing that. But those are the kind of things that win ball games. You don't make the crucial penalty, and when you need to make that first down or you need to make the stop, that's what you got to do. And unfortunately, that wasn't done. So,
all right, Coach, that is the if you want more good, I think you can talk about the defensive coaches.
Yeah, and you alluded to it a little earlier about the spy and all that, and my perception of it at the end was, I know what they were trying to do. You had a two third and longs there at the end of the game, and you dropped eight to try to stop the big pass or the first down that way. And the defense, they rushed to three, and they kind of overran it, and which they have a tendency to do, and the spy didn't work, and it just didn't work out for them. And my thoughts on that were, you would really contain them, pretty much playing your basic defense for the whole game. And I thought maybe, sometimes coaches outcoach themselves, and I thought maybe that was a case of that.
Coach, let's now go to the bad. We'll do the ugly later, but the bad, special teams was not good. Now, I'm not going to put all of this on Coughlin. The snaps were not good. One kick in particular was very windy. On the last kick, most kickers will take about 7 or 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But because of the penalty, needing to get closer to the goalpost, he was only back about 4 yards, so that helped with the block. I think he had a bad night, but I still think he's a world-class kicker.
Oh, yeah. You're just going to have days like that. If you're watching any of the NFL games today, I don't usually watch it, but I did watch some NFL games today, and it was amazing. It's like there's a curse out there in football land of the amount of kicks that were missed today, extra points, field goals, and so on. And just sometimes those days happen, and he's going to be there for you in the future. He's going to win ball games for you if need be in the future. He's an excellent kicker. He just had one of those days, and you just can't blame that kid. You got to pick him up, dust him off, and say, "We'll get him next time. Let's go." So great kicker, and we'll get a lot more good out of him the rest of the year.
Now let's just go to the ugly. Can we say everything? Offensive play calling, offensive execution, offensive coaching, all of it. Can we put all of that in the ugly or the bad?
Well, there's some really head scratchers out there too. Calling all those timeouts at the end of the game. I did not understand. I know the concept of the first timeout. You come out and you want to make sure your defense is square, but you call two timeouts, leaving you with nothing. And then even in high school, pre-game, we had, we don't have all the fancy stuff when I was in high school. We had note cards. And so you would get your note card out, and you would raise, you'd have all the players that are on field goal team. Raise your hand. You make your count. That was your first string, and then you go through your second string. So to have 12 players on the field for that field goal time, that's baffling for me. At that degree of football, how that could happen. If your second is in there because somebody went down and you go into the ball game and the guy you're in for is standing next to you, get off the field. So that was baffling to me.
Coach, again, offensive coaching just makes no sense to me. I mean, you're putting guys in positions not to succeed. And I'm not saying that they're sitting there like a bunch of buffoons saying, hey, let's make this guy look bad. Mark D'Antonio said it's still going to be the coach's decisions about running backs. How much more do we need to see?
Well, that was another thing, the rotating. Now, I think we saw 4 running backs during the course of that game. And everybody in football will talk about, and as a matter of fact, when I went to the Saginaw Valley State game, my godson was playing there, and I was sitting next to his dad. And his dad was a running back. He was a tailback at Michigan State, and we were talking about how running backs have to start developing a rhythm during the course of the game and get a feel of the game and get heated up. And if you're running so much tailbacks in there during the course of the game, that's going to be really hard to do. And then, our second game of the season, our offensive line was really aggressive coming off the snap of the ball and going out and getting people. And maybe it was because of the 3-3-5 stag defense that Arizona State was running, but they seemed to be more timid, I guess, waiting for the blitzes to come in and trying to seal gaps. You could see them reaching out and trying to feel where the gaps and where the pressure was coming from instead of going out and getting people. So the game plan, I have thoughts about that too, but when we had the ball the last time second to last time before we made the drive at the end of the game, but the second to last time, all we needed to do was to get a first down. Now, what do you do when the game is on the line, when your offensive play calling, and you need to get a first down to run the clock out and run more and more seconds off the clock? Do you have something in your repertoire that says, this is the play that I know is going to work and we're going to get yardage off it? Or do you go to run left, run right, and panic pass on third down? And you gotta have something in your playbook that you know is going to work, and instead of running ball and trying not to lose the game, and trying to get the first down, which is what they needed at that time.
Coach, finally, we got to get to D'Antonio. We can't just give him a skate on this. I think it was a horrible loss. I think it's almost fitting that it came on the night he was supposed to go past Duffy Doherty, but a terrible loss. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I thought it was too, and I know that his team probably wanted to give him that victory and celebrate that in Spartan Stadium. I know that was a big deal and a big issue to everybody on that Spartan football team, and that was a sad thing too. But in the end, what it really boils down to is playing and coaching the game to win and not to hold on, and that's what kind of happened. And I do feel for Coach on that one. He's been a great coach for Michigan State, but some things have to change. Whatever they have going right now, if it's just recruiting, if it's game plan, if it's play calling or coaching or that, you can't stand pat with this roller coaster seasons that we've had now for the last 3 or 4 years, it's just got to tell you at some time there needs to be a change, and it has to change one way or the other.
Coach, Mark D'Antonio pays Brad Salem over $500,000 to be the offensive coordinator. And after the game on Saturday night, he made the players face the media, but not Brad Salem. Any thoughts?
Well, yeah, I got some real thoughts on that. I don't know if I want to share too many of them, but that was a team loss. That was an offensive, that was an all-four division. You lost that on offense, you lost that on defense, you lost that on special teams, you lost that on coaching. Get your butt out there and face the music, because that's on you. And to have Brad Salem not out there, you get paid the big bucks. I never made $500,000 to coach, and man up, get out there. So I guess that would be my thoughts on that.
Last question for me, Coach. I'm going to get you out of here. How critical is this Northwestern game for Michigan State? To me, I think it's absolutely critical, or I think this season tanks.
Northwestern is one of those teams that Michigan State historically has trouble with. They're that short, dink and dot type of passing that just drives me crazy, because Michigan State's defense throws them underneath. Now, going into this game, prior to this Arizona State game, I thought, hey, this is going to be pretty good. They've lost Northwestern. Northwestern has lost their starting quarterback. It looks like they've lost their running back, and it looks like from that, after I see this, they may have lost a starting tackle. And I thought, gee, this is really a good situation for us. So I think this is going to be a lot easier game than it has in the past. But then after watching this Arizona State game, I'm thinking, man, this is going to be real tough. And if we don't get this one, because we have to play at Wisconsin, we have to play at Michigan, and we have to play at Ohio State too. If we don't get this one, it's going to be a long fall of 2019.
You predicted 11 wins beginning of the season. What do you say now?
Wow, I think if we can get 8, we're going to be good. I think.
All right, you said 11 in the beginning of the season. You say if we can get 8 now, we're going to be good. You're listening to Spartan Nation Radio. That is the good, the bad, and the ugly with Spartan football with the great Coach Chuck Grenier.